Time now for today's Focus Report. And earlier this month, Burma's new parliament sat for the first time, with the Nobel Peace Laureate Aung San Suu Kyi's party holding a majority of 60% of the seats in the two chambers. Despite a quarter of those seats constitutionally reserved for the country's military, it's still hoped this new raft of lawmakers will advance Burma's democracy. Our team of reporters have been to meet some of them.
This lady is one of the youngest MPs in Burma.
Yes.
Just elected, she has also just given birth to her first child. She chose to call Parliament.
I'm so happy and so excited. First experience to attend the Parliament for my life and for him, if he wants to be. So he can try himself to be a president for our country.
We are in the residence reserved for the National League for Democracy's MPs in the new capital, Naypyidaw. After 30 years in the opposition, hundreds of newly elected members begin a new life with their families.
I had to give up my career as an engineer, and it's a bit boring here for me. But I'm doing it for my wife, and I'm doing it for the country.
Not far away is the veterans area, many of whom have been in prison or in exile. U Win Tin is one of the most famous of them.
When we look for the responsibilities we are taking, so we cannot be happy anymore because tax is so huge and problems left by the previous government is so much that it all comes to our shoulder.
The long march to power for Burma pro-democracy activists ultimately led them to the doors of Naypyidaw. They now have the vast majority of parliament seats after handily winning the election in November 2015. For now, the former dictatorship, which ruled for decades, seems to be accepting the outcome. However, 25% of the seats still belong to the army, and they still retain a huge influence. But today it is still all smiles for the NLD. Wintwar Tun, the young MP and new mother, has her first day in the lower house. This is uncharted territory for her, just as it is for dozens of other MPs.
It's a very important day for Burma. We're all in this assembly to decide who will be the leaders of the nation. In a few weeks' time, we'll have to select the vice presidents and then the president, our president.
The old masters of the country are more noticeably discreet. This veteran MP miraculously survived his party's historic loss.
We are very pleased. There are so many new faces here. Many are new to politics. We have artists, ethnic minorities. We even have a lot of women. This is very new here. Everyone is allowed to participate. This is democracy, I suppose.
Morning. Are you afraid of the NLD rise? No one
Burmese politics is transforming, but it is still a theater of shadows, secret negotiations, and old alliances.
They won't talk. They have orders not to say anything. That's their strategy.
We don't want to antagonize them. We don't want to make any more problems. This is the time for national reconciliation to unite all the people of Burma.
The non-confrontational approach has always been one of the founding principles of Aung San Suu Kyi's philosophy. Now at the gateway to power, she is implementing that strategy.
People vote for her, not her party. Okay, they agree, people agree that okay, Sue's gonna be above the president. Nobody cares. They will love it, but they want her to lead the country. That is true. I don't think so. It is a high expectation because of the NLD and the military are now ongoing discussion, and they are well. And the only thing is the current administration. They don't like to change the clause. That is the only big thing.
It's the end of her first day as MP for Wintwar Tun. the very first day of a long period of democratic change which will grow and develop, hopefully for the next generation.
I'm very aware that we're in a transition period which is fragile. But the party and the people are depending on us, the youth, to bring the country into a brighter future.
25 years ago, the NLD had won elections that were never recognized by the dictatorship. Today, Burma is about to be governed according to the will of the people.